girl. So week-long pop-up in our place. How different is it from what you normally do? Like you mostly sell digitally. So what new maybe you learned? Did you meet some new customers?
Yeah, well, Chloe's been here most of the week.
Yeah, so it's been a beautiful week. Like we've been really blessed with the weather. So I think we've had a lot more people kind of wandering around and checking it out. And for us, it's nice to take the conversations offline and have them in person. So that for us has been fantastic. Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing with our product as well is people trying it on. So if you don't get them to put it on and feel how amazing it feels, it's harder just to get them wearing it.
Yeah, that's true. And your fabrics, they're just so special. Can you tell me the story behind it?
The fabrics. So we source all our fabric from Brazil. It's all the same biodegradable fabric. So we use a factory that really has a places a high importance on the environment and less waste and things like that. So that's a bit about the technical side, but I guess how it feels.
Yeah, we've got a friend who tells people it feels like butter. Oh. So she's like, she walks around telling people to touch her legs and touch them, they feel like butter. Oh. So they're super soft. They're really light and they're really quick drying from a technical side as well. So if you can swim in them if you feel like it as well, and they're going to dry really quickly. So that's what makes our sport range really good as well. So people who are out running and maybe they'll go for a trail run and they end up in the bush or crossing a stream, like they know they're going to dry out really quickly and be able to keep on their run.
And so breathable, which is important. Doing exercise.
Isn't it just a perfect fit for the wave plane? So like we're surrounded by water, bush, and everything you need. You can run and swim at the same time. Do you think like this environment is what makes you so successful here? Like I have noticed myself that people in the Bay are obsessed with sports. It's just perfect for you, isn't it, to live here and to work here?
Yeah, it means we get to actually practice our values. You know, to be able to live here and to be able to be positive and movement and all these kind of things that are really important to us, both personally and as a company. Like we just get to live the lifestyle that we want to lead.
Yes, and I always see both of you on Instagram or on Facebook doing some like crazy runs, swims, and challenges. Like, can you tell me how long does it take to get ready for them, maybe, and how do you manage to do that, like living this crazy sport lifestyle?
Well, last weekend we had the Tarawera Ultra Marathon, so we had two of our ambassadors that did the 50k run, and there was also people doing 100k and 100 miles. And on the Friday they had a warm-up event, and that was 21k. And so I did that, and I was fortunate that one of our ambassadors actually won that entry, and she gave it to me, but that meant I had about 6 weeks to train for it. So it was just about making it a priority, and I guess that's what you kind of have to do when you take on a really big challenge, is you've got to work out how to get there and how much you need to do before that. So you don't need to go and run 21k's in one go before you do a 21k run, but working out how far you think you can train for and then push it that little bit extra on race day. So yeah, it's lots of fun. I wouldn't recommend doing it in such a short period of time, but like Sarah's got a big race coming up in April.
I think it's so I did it last year. It's a swim run event called Brecca in Bay of Islands, and you basically swim and run across the Bay of Islands. So you start
What's the distance?
You're going to test me now. So it's about 10k's of swimming.
Oh my god.
Total, and lots of different transitions. I think it's about 14 or 15 legs of the race, and then 20 something k's of running. Don't really know. I don't want to think about the running too much. Swimming's more my thing, and I find it just a really good, kind of like a meditation for me, swimming, and I just love being in the water, and balances out my life by being able to do exercise and have a goal as well.
In this case, do you do that in Zeenya outfits?
No, unfortunately we don't do swimwear yet, so I have to buy my swimwear elsewhere.
But it's still colourful, don't worry.
Of course, it should be, yes. And you've mentioned that you also have ambassadors for your brand. So
yeah, we do.
Can you tell us like how many of them do you have now? How do you find them? Who fits into your philosophy of your brand?
Yeah, we love having kind of a team or a family around us, so we really wanted to get some ladies on board that would really back our brand and we're doing inspiring things in the communities. So we've got 12 at the moment, and they're all doing their own different things. We've got some triathletes and women doing group fitness in their communities, and they're just really, really inspiring. We want people that love our product, so love colour and love wearing our product, and therefore encourage other women to be active.
They seem to inspire the communities they have around them just by being themselves, and then if we add in a dash of colour to that, it sort of spreads. Like we have a couple of really strong communities, and actually one of them is like a really small town in the Waikato, and we think it might be the most colourful town in New Zealand.
It's not far from, well, Reparoa is, it's, we have a lot of customers from Reparoa now just because of our one amazing ambassador, Sarah.
How important is it for your ambassadors to have a big following on social media, or you don't pay attention to that?
Well, it's not necessarily a priority. Obviously we want to be able to create content and work with them to both boost their communities and ours. It's not super important for them to have a really large following on social media. For us, it's about the connections that they have between real people in their communities and being able to share what they love and what they do well, and inspire others just by being themselves.
And do you sometimes use them in your advertising campaigns maybe? Because I see mostly it's you girls over here on photos, so was it a decision that you will be like the front ladies of your brand from the very beginning?
Not really, but when we first started out, we were kind of the people we knew. You know, like it was easy for us to get together to take some photos, and so you'll find with, say, like the promotional shots for our last collection, we had a very short turnaround time.
Who can we find?
Who can we find, and where can we go? And we went up to the Kairi Falls in the back of Welcome Bay there, and we shot some shots on a very wet, slightly cold day. That's good because it was pretty cold.
And we actually don't have any ambassadors based here at the moment, so we can't just pull them in at last minute. So we rely on just friends and ourselves, just because.
By the way, have you two been friends long before you started brand, or it brought you together?
It was quite a while, like a couple of years.
A couple of years before we started. We were working together at Sport Waikato in Hamilton, both in different sports roles, and then we ended up travelling together to Brazil, which is where we got the idea for Zeenya.
And being friends and working together, does it make things easier, or maybe it's complicated sometimes when you don't agree, or?
We had a bit of a thing about this question because we've been friends for so long now that it really comes back to being honest with each other. And when it comes to the business side of stuff, we don't always agree, but we'll always have an honest conversation. And because it's business, we can sort of park the friendship part of it. And we've also had to learn how to do this and then have these conversations so that neither person is feeling like they're not heard. And probably the only thing we really disagree about is what prints we're going to bring into the collection.
I remember once, or maybe not even once, you had to do a poll on Instagram because you couldn't come to a conclusion.
And we have a set of rules now for picking the prints. So if Sarah picks something that I hate, I can veto it and just be like, no. So, and she can do the same to me.
We have quite different tastes. So, for example, the one Chloe's wearing, I wanted to veto almost.
And I saved it.
And she saved it, and it's been one of our most popular. And then, the one I'm wearing, I literally had to beg Chloe to get, because I just saw it and fell in love with it. And so we have quite different tastes, so we definitely don't agree on print.
But I think it brings diversity to the range as well.
Yeah, and since we were talking about prints, can we get back a little bit to the story, how it all started? And I think the main question of all our viewers is what Zeenya means.
Oh good question. We always get asked this, and so we travelled to Brazil together, which is where we got the initial idea in Brazil they have amazing textile, amazing colourful fabrics basically, and then we found out they had really good quality textile factories. And we thought, well, maybe we could try and bring some back to New Zealand instead of a bit of colour, because at the time you really couldn't find a lot of colour. It was black and grey. And I know for me, colour makes me happy, it makes me motivated to go out and do exercise. So yeah, we wanted to use a Brazilian word because that's where we get our fabric from. And they do this really cute thing. They add on Enya or Zeenya to the end of people's names. So like Chloe Zeenya, Sardinha. It just makes it kind of affectionate, almost like a nickname. And
yeah, it's a bit of a term of endearment. Like you use it with friends, and being that we are friends sometimes, we thought it would be a really nice way to bring the friendship aspect into the brand and still have it really light and fun.
Yeah. So we changed the spelling. So in Portuguese, it would be spelled Zinha, which
would be Zinha,
wouldn't be pronounced right. So we wanted people to say Zeenya, so we changed the spelling. And so it's not really a word, but it became our brand name.
And it has some special meaning for you.
Yeah.
Every time you pronounce it, you probably go back to that trip when this already is started.
Yeah, we learnt how that applies to our own names and through our friends that we have there.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. But as far as I know, you moved your production to New Zealand now, like fully or partly. And can you tell how did it affect your business? How did it change?
Yeah, so it was last summer that we decided to move what we call our core range to being made here in New Zealand. So that's exclusive of our sport range, which is still made for us in Brazil. So at the moment it's about 50-50 in terms of production. But for us it's meant that we both could control the quality of the product a little bit easier. Brazil's it's very far away when it comes to trying to fix a problem. So we found that by moving our production here, we can oversee the whole process a lot more and be really involved in it. And for two people who come from a sport background but not a clothing design background, we've learned an awful lot very quickly. So for us, I think people in New Zealand are really proud to wear something that's made here. We really love a good sort of like Kiwi story as well. And so for us, it's meant a lot of people have been able to come in, and that's almost the first thing they tell people is that, and they're made in New Zealand. So yeah, we're really proud to be able to make our clothing here, and it means a lot to us to have learnt on that journey as well.
How difficult was it to enter New Zealand market? Because I know there are quite a few local sportswear brands, and were you afraid of competitors, or?
We didn't really think about it, to be honest. I think for us, in terms of competition, there's only one other company in New Zealand that we know of making their activewear here. So that was a big part of that shift as well. Plus, there wasn't a lot of people doing colour.
No, we really thought we were quite unique when we started. And then there started to be a bit more colour coming in. Yeah. We really thought we were
setting the trends now.
Maybe not. But I think there became a bit of a colour shift. And when we started, there was a couple of other companies that started around the same time as well, or came into New Zealand about the same time. So that was quite an interesting sort of thing for us when we thought we were sort of leading the way, having found very limited competitors when we started our research process, to then turning around and being like, oh, it's a bit more competitive than we thought it might be. So yeah, but for us it's about sticking true to our values and doing it our way.
We have recently received a legendary brand that came into the mount, Lululemon. Do you think that it will somehow affect interest to your brand, or is it like a collaboration that you're looking forward to?
I don't think, it definitely hasn't affected us since they started their shop in the Mount. And we feel like we're quite a different brand, and we feel like our customers are probably quite different in terms of we're very colourful. And the made in New Zealand aspect, which is totally different.
And with our prints being limited edition, so like once they're gone, it drives people to find something that's unique to them. It's that self-expression thing, whereas I think with some of the larger companies, they will reproduce a product over and over again, whereas with us, we're not able to do that in the way that we run our business. So it keeps people coming back to find out what's new, and then finding something for themselves.
Yeah.
By the way, do you have any numbers, like how many prints do you introduce per year, per month, or something?
Oh my goodness, I think we counted how many we bought in total. Maybe before the launch of our last collection, we've had over 100 prints. Yeah, so it gets quite, we have a lot of fun now. We get our followers, and we have a VIP group called ZAA, which is Zenya's Activewear Anonymous, because everyone's just like a little bit addicted. It even has a 12-step guide, so when you come into the group there is 12 steps for you to follow, and so for that we've been able to work with the people in there and our social media followers, and we get them naming prints with us and having a whole heap of fun. Last night we had VIP night here, and we had the ladies trying to name the whole next collection. So they've had a sneak peek at it, and no one else has seen it yet. So yeah, so we can't wait to go through their ideas and see what they had.
Awesome! Look at that. Are there any particular prints that are that you don't do anymore, but you maybe miss and you would wish them to come back?
Sarah probably wishes she had more mermaid.
Yeah, almost sold out already. We've only just released it, so definitely. And we're not allowed to like take every print for ourselves. That like, we're not allowed, but you know, like
I don't let Sarah have everything.
So sometimes we miss out ourselves. We're like, oh, we can't get it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely have FOMO on a couple of prints. We brought out some running shorts as a test, sort of like towards the start of summer, and both of us completely missed out. So we were just like waiting for the next ones to come in so we could get it here.
Okay, and when you are not wearing your sportswear, how do you dress like?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really seen us outside of activewear.
That's why it's so intriguing.
Yeah.
I am unfortunately a little bit monochromatic when I'm not in my activewear. I like really loose clothing, like comfy sort of stuff that I can kind of lounge around in, and yeah, nice dress always goes off well. But Sarah dresses basically in blue and green.
Yeah, pretty colourful. My wardrobe's basically green. Yeah, blue and green. I wear activewear most of the time though, to be honest. I do have a day job, but yeah, I sometimes wear my activewear there as well. So yeah, it's good.
And with your day job, like how many hours do you devote to that? And do you keep it because you love it or because you have to support Zeenya?
A bit of both. Yeah, I mean, I work for Surf Life Saving, so I feel I do really love my job there as well, and I work with the education side of things, so educating kids around being safe at the beach, which I feel is really important here, so I don't really want to give that up, but at the same time Zeenya is our priority, and kind of our end goal is to be working full-time on Zeenya. It is hard juggling two things, and both of us were working quite full-on full-time jobs during the day and doing Zeenya, which in the beginning was quite challenging.
Yeah, it was. It must be exhausting.
Yeah.
It's alright, we're young, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's time to hustle, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah. And when you're not working and not working out, where can we find you at the Mount or in Tauranga? Where would you go? What would you do?
Probably at a cafe.
Yeah,
like we're probably eating.
Food, yeah.
Whatever.
Coffee or food, yeah. There's some amazing cafes in the Mount in Tauranga, so that would be where you'd find us.
Which ones are your favorites?
We're probably going to head down to Nourish after this and maybe get one of their vegan donuts, because I've been told that they're amazing and I still haven't tried one yet. So,
So I can't even. I've got so many favourites. I live over at the Mount, so I quite often get my lunch from Central Deli. It's a really good one. I'm close to George Cafe, do amazing coffee. So so many.
Cool. Thank you for your time, girls, and I wish you very good luck with the last days here in our place. Lots of new customers and good weather. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Very much.